So you ain't gonna let me come in?
Maybe next time.
Next time? All right, then I'll wait on it.
All right.
Right there.
Bye.
This all right here. I'll hit you back.
Hey.
What's going on? Yo, let me holler at you real quick.
I know reality can cut you when you're facing it. It's better than the fantasy that you replace it with. Compliments and attention, the likes and mentions can lead you astray when you be chasing it. You say you're a bad chick who likes bad boys. That's probably why you stay in bad relationships. If you only knew the worth of your love, girl, maybe you would see the value in you saving it. And they say, why would he buy the car when he gets his milk for free? If he won't make you wifey, why give him your husband's luxury? Then he does a 180 when he's sick of you. It's easier to leave what you're not committed to. So you cried yourself to sleep that night and you woke up a different you. That isn't you. Do you know who you are? Do you know you're a star? You're a star. A whole galaxy, baby. A whole galaxy, baby. Out here looking crazy, looking crazy. Do you know you're a queen? You're a queen. The offspring of a king. Offspring of a king. You are royalty, baby. You are royalty. If you didn't show your body, would he notice you? And now I give him the pleasure of even knowing you. And though you love it when your body make his head turn, it'll turn away when someone showing more than you. Does he take advantage of you when you broke down to pick you up cause he believe in you when no one do? And if he know that you a gift, he gon' wait for you. And if he won't, did he really deserve to open you? No. And they say, why would he buy the house if you let him live in it for free? He don't wanna be no husband, but wants you to be everything a wife should be. Then he does a 180 when he's sick of you, cause it's easier to leave what you're not committed to. I guess you got so tired of crying, you died then just became what he did to you. That isn't you. Do you know who you are? Do you know you're a star? You're a star. A whole galaxy, baby. A whole galaxy, baby. Out here looking crazy, looking crazy. Do you know you're a queen? You're a queen. The offspring of a king. Offspring of a king. You are royalty, baby. You are royalty. You are
Baby girl, you're amazing. Just wanted to tell you that. And love can be shown. Don't let nobody just tell you that. I know you done been through hell and back. Just looking for love in the wrong places yet to find where it's at. So that's where you settled at. So you settle with love, settle for lust, huh? All you ever learn from a man is never to trust one. So you did everything right. You made him a great wife. The problem is that man was never your husband. Your feelings are hurt, you live and you learn, no. But never give him what he ain't willing to work for. See that Benz he paid for, he had to save for. It just goes to show you that what he won, he'll wait for. Real talk.
Do you know who you are? Do you know you're a star? You're a star. A whole galaxy, baby. A whole galaxy, baby. Out here looking crazy, looking crazy. Do you know you're a queen? You're a queen. The offspring of a king. Offspring of a king. You are royalty, baby. You are royalty. You are royalty. Do you know who you are? Do you know you're a star? You're a star. A whole galaxy, baby. A whole galaxy, baby. Out here looking crazy, looking crazy. Do you know you're a queen? You're a queen. The offspring of a king. Offspring of a king. You are royalty, baby. You are royalty. You are royalty.
Y'all know what time it is. Mama Quita.
Love series.
Y'all know what time it is. Mama Quita. Love series. Mama Quita. Y'all know what time it is. they say there's no more good men out here, right?
Yo, we'll be back with more to WakeBake
We're not that
Morning
easy.
Show right after this.
Tell me, do you really know what love is? In and out relationship worth it. Man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by his side, together focus. See, listening to your friends can get you caught up. When you're going through the motion, hit God up. See, man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by your side to stay focused.
So can you be the first lady? Stand next to the governor. God's the foundation. That solid love looking for a nigga. I put away niggerish ways, long with childish things. I'm a grown man. Can you sit at dinners that are correspondence? Know how to place your toes in sands and beaches for a rent. Say understand, my blessings come in the abundance. Know I attain favor. If it's you I find. I love how you teach through your speech. You walk like a virtuous woman. So baby, can you preach? Does wisdom grace your tongue? Can you stand next to a king? Say nah, I ain't chasing riches. It's wealth I'm leaving. A heritage for our children. Starting it off with wisdom. And all of your getting understanding. Get this, the realest thing I could ever tell you is lean to God's understanding, not your girlfriend's whispering.
Tell me, do you really know what love is? In and out relationship worth it. Man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by his side, together focus. See, listening to your friends can get you caught up. When you're going through the motion, hit God up. See, man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by your side to stay focused.
Say, are you in church to find man or to find God? What are you bringing to the table besides that pretty face? What's between your thighs? Your pause has its answers, it contradicts your eyes. Cover girl lies. Are you equally yoked with those you associate? With your girlfriend's drama be defecation we never ate? Say, do you have children? Do you love being a mother? What's the relationship like between you and the father? What's the bond with your parents? Where you see yourself in 5 years? Are you sheltered, driving, working? Are you moving up in corporate? What's your views on celibacy? Marriage, family, honesty, loyalty, have a sense of humor. Can you answer these? What's your skills in the kitchen that I'm missing? So delicious, make you that woman I'm willing to submit to. Will you submit to me? Would you pray with me? Wait, do you even know what love means?
Tell me, do you really know what love is? In and out relationship worth it. Man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by his side, together focus. See, listening to your friends can get you caught up. When you're going through the motion, hit God up. See, man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by your side to stay focused.
I guess you rule, that makes me Boaz. So do you really know what love is? They say love is patient, we don't have to rush this. We can take our time, work at it. God say love is kind and don't envy, boast to be proud. From Mars they can see how this purity gets down. Cause love ain't dishonest and love ain't self-seeking. Are you easily angered? Love, where's your meekness? Are you constantly speaking records of his wrong? Haven't healed from daddy's past, that's why you delight in evil. Say, will you rejoice in the truth? Especially if I speak it in you. Know I'll protect you, cause God say that's what love do. Love protects, that means I profess, provide, always trust, and always keep hope alive. I'll preserve this love for you, cause love never fails. I love you, baby, sincerely, blessed.
Tell me, do you really know what love is? In and out relationship worth it. Man was put on earth with a purpose. Good woman by his side, together focus.
Welcome back to the WakeBake Coffee Morning Show. That is Purpose. So Steve, we thought the same thing. I thought the same thing you did. This will be a great time. And granted, it is true. I didn't give Mama Quita a heads up of nothing. But I agree with you, Steve. It is a perfect time for a love series. Tell us what we need to do in these crazy city lockdown. Not getting no stimulus package times.
Y'all set me up.
I set you up. Who is
That's all
y'all?
I can say is y'all set me up.
Stevie Steve, you set up Mama Quita. Who on YouTube? Say hello, YouTube. Say hello, Periscope, Facebook.
I
We're
guess so. Hey, you too. Okay, so let me get y'all with heads up. I didn't know I was next tonight. So first off, I apologize for looking absolutely crazy. That's first. Secondly, I was not really prepared for this, so I had to do a quick prayer to say, God, take over. Okay, cool beans. So I don't know what I'm going to speak on. Gov said city on lockdown, new baby boom, no money, money over sex.
I gave her like 6 topics in one, but she got it.
Steve said, yes, I sure did. Okay, so city on lockdown. It's funny because I have a women's meeting. Um, we do a call every Monday night, and we we've been praying about this whole coronavirus, not because we're scared, but because of the effects that it has had on people, especially with the city being on lockdown. Folks is crazy. I was about to say crazy. Folks are stressed out. They're having all kind of anxiety attacks, and then you got the kids out of school, and some people are not necessarily thinking this thing all the way through because I somewhat feel a burden because people aren't thinking about the kids that go to school so that they can have food, or the kids who go to school just so that they can get some form of peace. Um, so we've been praying about a lot of things and discussing a lot of things. And tonight, uh, our conversation was based on talking about who God is. And God says, I am that I am. I have no idea where I'm going with this, but it's all going to tie in together. Um, God says, I am that I am. And the city being on lockdown, everybody, some people are up in arms and then other people are calm. But we've been talking about this for weeks now. With what's going on, we have to remain in a place where we're trusting God and not looking at, I ain't said this, but I'm about to say it, not looking at what we see. Mentally, this can lead people to kill themselves, so they do need prayers. Absolutely. There are people who are just not mentally ready for what we're going through, and it is literally tearing them apart. And then we have people who are like me, who fine and good, who are like, okay, it's not really that serious. And
I'm ready to go back to work.
Steve, and we see, what we see it for what it is. But some people have been laid off from their jobs, some are getting unemployment, some are not. And it's funny because I saw a letter from a property management company. Um, what was that? Maybe Friday or Saturday, and and right now, some of the landlords are not being able to do evictions because the government is going to give some of them bailouts if they're FHA backed. So they're telling their renters that, it's okay, don't even worry about it. But this particular property management company sent out letters to their tenants saying that they are not a part of the government-backed FHA, and their tenants will be evicted if they don't pay their rent, and that they can call and try and work things out. But think about the people who have whole families that have been laid off, and either they can't get unemployment or don't know whether or not they can get unemployment.
So let me get this straight.
What does that do to a person mentally?
So I understand you're not being FHA backed. And most of these places are being held by property management companies, which makes you a small business, which means that there are loans out there that you can take out to help you sustain in this time. So why isn't that route being taken as opposed of either you're going to pay your rent or we're going to see to it that you're evicted?
Because they don't have to abide by it. They made it very clear that they don't have to abide by that. They're not going to get paid. But my thing is, you can say that all day long. But last I checked, courthouses are closed. So
right. I was going to say, how you going to even file an eviction if in all government facilities are closed? And then what judge is going to grant you an eviction at this time? You know,
and then even when they do open back up, they're going to be so flooded, and ain't no telling how long it's going to take to get the process done. And by that time, either me as a renter being in that predicament, I would have chosen whether or not I'm going to pay you or whether or not I'm going to leave.
Right. And Steve say, yep, here still had to pay my rent, electric bill, cable bill, and T-Mobile. I mean, I understand taking care of these last bills. I know in Atlanta, they were saying that they won't do any shutoffs. But my thing is that means that they already had shutoffs planned for people who wasn't paying their bills before coronavirus.
Now that's a whole different story.
Now that's a different thing. Now, if you've been showing that you was paying your bill and you even paid your bill during the first month or so during this problem, then I can understand them not terminating your electricity and working out something with you where they can put it on the back end and you can pay over time. Or they'll add a little extra to every regular new bill that comes for you to pay. So if your bill is $60, now it's $80 because you're paying $20 towards, you know what I'm saying? Right, what you owe. So I can understand that. But to literally put someone out in the street, because even when I worked in foreclosure, you still, during certain times of the year, our law offices shut down. I mean, we were still working, we were still taking care of business, but we didn't file certain things with the courts during Thanksgiving, during Christmas, you know, during the first of the year. You see what I'm saying? During the holidays, because what do you look like putting somebody out on the street during the holiday season? Like, especially someone with kids who's looking to have a Christmas, who, you know what I mean? So now here's people in the... That's just crazy to me. And you're right. By law, they don't have to comply. But at the end of the day, it's crazy because I watched Marcus Rogers that you sent me earlier. And I was watching Prophet Eli. And he said, first calling in life is to love. So where's the love to put somebody out because they stuck at home during the pandemic? No. Yeah, come back. So where's the love? Because I asked this question. What if you didn't have your rent during the pandemic? No courts, no petition, but these landlords will find a way to lock you out. Oh, now you can't do that down here in Georgia. Georgia's a little different. I know in New York they can lock you out your house. They can wait till you leave, change the locks on the door while you're gone. Right. Now
Oh
you
no,
could
not down here.
try that out here. Get your feelings hurt
Straight hurt.
by the
Straight hurt.
judge, police, the courts, and probably the person you renting from. Right. I mean you renting to. Right. No, you can't do that out here in Atlanta. Right. You even have to do a personal property eviction to get their stuff out your house. Right. But
Yeah, due process, boo. This goes back to the mentality of where we are. Boom. But a lot of people who are, and I'm gonna say blessed enough, to have someone with them at this time, it's gonna make a huge difference. Yeah, we may have some kids, but it makes a difference in the mindset. If y'all haven't noticed, people who are in or healthy relationships, they're happier, they live longer. This is scientifically proven. They're happier, they live longer, and they help one another to balance out things. So if you're going through this and you have someone who's there with you, you're probably going to be on of making it through this than someone lonelier. Than someone who's lonely or by themselves. And it was funny because I was thinking about Daniel in the lion's den. And for those of you who don't know the story, Daniel gets thrown into the lion's den, and he's think about it this way: you in a pit, like way down in the ground, with nothing but lions. You know, lions eat; they're gonna eat you.
right.
God shut the mouths of those lions and made them a pillow for Daniel. And God gave me the analogy of the time that we're in, because our lions would be considered the coronavirus, the layoffs, the troops on the ground, the fear that the media is putting out there, the loneliness, the battle in your mind, the anxiety, the stress. These would all be lions that will literally eat you up. And I say eat you up because these things, when you're worried, you're stressing, you're fearful, it begins to internalize and it will become dis-ease in your body, which means the same as disease. Dis-ease, disease. And it will kill you. People don't understand how serious stress is or how serious anxiety is, but it will kill you. So these are your lions. They will devour you. But if you have God, and I put up a post earlier today that said, with praise, worship, and the word, you're spending your quality time with God, then God is going to give you ease. He's going to make that lion your pillow. So now, instead of having anxiety and stress, he's turned that into a pillow of peace.
Right.
Instead of having loneliness, God is your companion. So that's a pillow of companionship. Instead of fear, he becomes your Jesus, your place of hiding. So he becomes your protection. All of these things, and instead of being fearful of being laid off, he becomes your provider. He becomes your pillow of being your provision. Your virus, he becomes your healing. See, once you turn, it's all about your perception, how you look at things. You turn that thing around and look at it a different way. That anxiety goes away, your stress goes away because it's all about how you personally work those things out in your mind. How are you looking at these things? If you got somebody there to help you kind of keep your mind on track and you can keep their mind on track. So when one of y'all be like, yeah, I don't know how we gonna pay these bills. Baby, that's all right. Don't even worry about it because it's gonna work out in the end. Everybody going through this. We ain't the only ones. We ain't whatever. See, that's just how I talk. So sorry, y'all. Somebody else might say it in a different way. But I'm just saying you have that balance. And then, you laying there next to your boo, and then, y'all do what you do, and then everybody happy. That's all I got to say. Everybody laying there happy. Hey,
Baby
you get up,
boom.
you face another day. We good.
There go that baby boom.
What you say?
There go that baby boom.
There you go. There go the baby boom. I'm just saying. I mean, everybody laying up. Y'all, I know y'all done seen that picture on Facebook where the woman, she all skinny and she in the refrigerator in March, and then by
Right.
May she a little thick. you know,
That was a
you
lot
ain't
of
got
thick.
many choices. You're sitting
Man.
in the house, you're eating, and you're having, some companionship. I'm just saying.
Steve say yes, pillows are healing. I understand that.
I'm just
Wow.
saying, y'all. It is what it is. That's all I'm saying. But um, and then you say no money, money over sex. Huh, I can't even really. I can't even say that for just now because at this point, that seems to be how things go. And when I say that, I mean people are more looking at relationships for what they can get out of it. Rather, I know married people who, if you ain't bringing in that coin, you got to go. Like it, the vows do say richer or poor, better or worse, all that good stuff. You got folks who are married and somebody gets sick and they like, yeah, I ain't taking care of you. I'm sorry, you know me better than that. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's where we at now. We don't fight, we don't work together, no nothing really. Then you have folks who, they together just because they get the financial gain. So I don't say money over sex has anything to do with the coronavirus. That's just the mentality. That is just the mentality of where we are now. Um, that's just plain and simple. And a lot of folks ain't gonna be together after this here coronavirus. I'm just, you know, they already having issues because they ain't got no money coming in, and that puts me at another place of heaviness and burden because this puts a stressor on the family if you don't know how to deal with it. Like for some people, yes, having that extra person is a balance. For others, it's gonna cause issues because you got folks who drink and smoke and don't know how to handle their issues the proper way when they're under stress. So they take it out on the spouse or the kids. And now you got domestic violence situations. You
Right.
got a whole nother enemy to battle at this point. And it has nothing to do with the outside world, but now it's the inside world. And it's even harder because now you're being forced to have to deal with it in the same house. And where they gonna go?
Ruckus.
Okay, I couldn't understand that for the life of me. Like, since when? Has the liquor store been of essence? When did a liquor store become an essential part of living?
That depends on who you ask.
You're absolutely correct. But last I checked, too much liquor kill.
True. But I know now you won't be on the street with it.
You're right, but now you're in the house with it again, which means if you don't handle your liquor the proper way, and some people um, I know some people who can't handle white liquor, it makes them violent. I know some people who can't handle brown liquor, it makes them violent, but that's their liquor of choice. So when they drink it, guess what? Now you've got total chaos.
But I know now you won't be on the street with
And
it.
it's all because you want to have this so that you don't have to deal with the reality that you're facing right
And that's true. I think if you and a lot of people don't like to deal with issues
now.
because
Exactly.
when you deal with an issue, now this means that you have to look at yourself.
Exactly.
Think about the media would never take responsibility for the panic and the hysteria.
I know.
They they would never come out and say, you know what, we did talk about this just a little too much. We did use the word fear. Oh, the fear of this and the fear of that, the fear of this. So now it's causing panic. You have to, nobody's going to take full responsibility in a time of crisis because now I have to look at myself. I now have to say I did A, B, and C, D. People don't believe in cause and effect anymore. People don't believe for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction.
Yep.
And that's where we are. Like, think about the fact that they don't want to pass out the money.
Yep.
And they don't want to pass out the money because they refuse to put money into the unemployment. But my thing is, if you was working for a corporation, then your job, you and your job has already been put into unemployment. Or did I miss something? For people who are self-employed, that's a different thing. Those are the people that should also still make sure that they receive money, especially if they are married. Because if you married, you was getting like 2,400. It was 1,200 single, 2,400 married, $500 per child. The biggest thing is gonna get worse before it get better. I think we've seen worse because worse, well, not worse as in what's to come. Corona has now caused hysteria, panic, outrage, uproar, shut down, money shut down, and it has spread it across the entire world. Good night, baby. What more damage could Corona do than what it's already done?
It could go on. The shutdown and
The,
everything.
that's the only thing. The shutdown. Now, within this shutdown, my question becomes, how much do you truly trust God for your baby to boom? How much are you truly going to trust Him even in this shutdown? How much are you truly going to trust Him even with no money? due to the news and the government. I think the government panicked when after they saw everybody else panic. And they also stepped out and did a lot of things to prevent it from being worse. So I do give the government some credit. Hello.
Because of how the media handled it and spread the panic like they did.
Right.
They had to respond.
And because the media spread the panic, Mama Quita, right, the government had to act so y'all wouldn't destroy what was standing. But at the same time, though, how much do we truly trust God the way we say we do?
Because whether anybody want to admit it or not, if you want to call it admitting it, if whatever you want to call it, hi, I called D911. However you want to, whatever you want to call it, at the end of the day, God did this. Period, point blank. And everybody can get, he allowed it. And he allowed it for the purposes of what's about to happen. Because whether y'all realize it or not, this has caused people to really begin to seek truth. BBC said we knew this was coming in November, but nothing happened until 3 weeks ago. And you're absolutely correct.
No, we knew China was sick. We didn't know it was going to spread. Nobody knew that because China didn't release all the information. All they said was there was some new thing, some coronavirus. Okay, cool. Boom. That's in China. That's over there. We gonna let their government take care of it. We gonna let them handle that. Okay, so you didn't tell us everything that you knew. And you waited to tell me at this time after it had already spread it across in almost into Europe. Then you let me know. Wait a minute. So, but at this time, Mama Queen is right. There's nothing that happens in this earth that God doesn't know about. But the city is going to get locked down. So what?
And the urgency is going to become more.
Right.
People are really going to begin to look at, our first case here was January the 17th. You're absolutely correct. But again, this all boils down to God is going to begin to show himself as who he is. Let he who has an ear to hear will hear. He who has an eye to see will see. He who has been called and chosen, they're going to see, because after all of this comes to a head and it's over, we are going to get an opportunity to see God move like he's never moved before.
And my thing is this, 9/11 didn't even shut the world down like this.
Absolutely not. Sure didn't.
9/11 didn't even shut the country down like this. And we didn't know what was coming after the planes flew into the World Trade.
Nothing down. They didn't lock nothing down.
But we wasn't really. The only thing I knew was locked down was New York. You couldn't get in or out of New York unless you had a New York State ID. That was it. That was the only thing that was locked down, quarantine. You couldn't get a car to New York. You couldn't get a plane. They shut the planes down for about a week. People could still move. You just couldn't fly. God is at work.
Right now, God is at work. Because what y'all don't see, the Bible says, if my people shall humble themselves, turn from their wicked ways, repent and pray, shall hear and heal their land. And the thing is, whether you realize it or not, there are more people praying. And it's not about the people that are out in the open. It's about the people that are in their prayer closet. It's about the prayer warriors. See, God can't move until he's called and asked. And he's shaking things up. And once this is lifted, y'all about to see a whole nother something come through. And people are going to have to make decisions. He says, choose ye this day who will you serve. And people are going to have to make choices.
Because you can't serve two masters. You either love one and hate the other.
Stevie Steve said moms had to walk back over the Brooklyn Bridge. So true.
It's
serious.
You can tell somebody how they are in certain situations, and being scared is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Having money is another. The true individual comes out when you get money, when you scared. I pumped you full of fear. Now I'm about to pump you full of money. Just to see how you're going to move and how you're going to react. And your reaction will say it all.
That's it.
And Mama Quita talks about this all the time. How you react is going to say it all. So you worried about your city being locked down? This fell in my spirit earlier today. If everyone who feel they are called by his name, if everyone who say and claim that they truly love Jesus Christ, if they start praying, instead of calling for social distancing, we need to be calling for social prayer. So,
Who?
And it's funny because I've seen more people on Facebook since this has happened. Seriously, ask, can we start a prayer group? Can we start a Bible study? Can we talk about what God is doing?
right.
Like people are seriously looking and searching for God.
Because right now, if we truly came together, truly, and prayed all the way across this nation, I'm talking about truly prayed, truly fast. If we fasted for 3 days across this nation, prayed for 3 days across this nation, we'll be the only country in the world that probably wouldn't even have a trace of the coronavirus. People will be getting healed who have the coronavirus. They'll start finding less people with it. And that's calling on the name Jesus Christ. Because let me be specific. Because some people tell me that they pray 5 times a day because it's a requirement. If we truly called out on Jesus Christ, those that claim that they truly love him, We all came together nationwide. The same way y'all want to march nationwide when somebody gets shot by the police. The same way you want to come together nationwide when this happens or that happens. Now you really have something to come together for. Because this would be the testimony that God is looking for. And the last thing that y'all closed down, what y'all closed down, one of the last things y'all closed down, you shouldn't have closed down at all. And that's the church. You closed down the church.
And so let me get this straight. You shut down the church. Church is not essential, but the liquor store is. Oh, okay.
No, they keep the liquor store, but you close the church. But this is my thing. Isn't the church the place for healing?
Ain't that what I just said? The liquor store is essential, but the church ain't.
Ain't the church the place for healing? Not the liquor store. Isn't the church the place for salvation? Isn't the church the place where you come to be healed? Everybody finds God in a time of need. When cancer was on the rise, they told you go to church, get prayed over, get saved, now the coronavirus here. We can't have church, but we can line up at the liquor store. I got to have and big up to 3D Ministries in Lithonia. They was like, we just gonna come outside and have church in the parking lot, let people pull up in their cars because of the social distancing. I don't understand how you can be social and distant at the same time. That's like an oxymoron to me.
Don't social mean a gathering.
Right. Okay.
Company group. That's what social means.
So that's why I said a lot of churches are having, Big Juice said a lot of churches are having outside service and you stay in your car and beat for an amen. They could have left the church open to go to the liquor store. But I'm going to say this. I know a pastor who I know for a fact probably didn't want to close his church at all. But because of his relationship with certain people, and not to be disrespectful and to obey the word that says, obey those in authority over you. Because if it was up to him, church would be open. And he not looking for people who got it. I mean, who know God. He looking for the coronavirus. He wants you to show up in his church with it, so he can show you how to get rid of it. But we locked down. A lot of people are scared of the prophecy of the baby boom. And I don't necessarily mean the birthing of children. I mean the birthing of dreams, the birthing of businesses, the birthing of things that you were supposed to be given. But God is in control of all of this.
He is.
But if all the children of God came together nationwide, we can show the rest of the world how to get rid of the coronavirus. I'm not taking none from medicine or science. But I know a God that can heal things that y'all have no cure for. I know a God that can cure things that y'all can't even fathom to get y'all mind around. How did that get there? That don't look right. It's 12 of those, now it's none of those. And where are the doctors that have been shown this to your face? I'm just saying. But I love y'all though. It's getting late. I wasn't planning on being this late. Pretty sure Mama Quita wasn't either. Cause unlike the rest of y'all, we gotta go to work in the morning. See what happened when you got God on your side? You ain't quarantined, you ain't locked down. Cause people gotta go to work. God still make sure your bills can get paid and keep you safe. Now, he gonna let you fight this pollen situation on y'all, okay? You know, you got sinuses and all that other good stuff. Don't be running to the doctor thinking that you got the coronavirus. Please understand that we are in pollen season. We are in sinus season. We are in the second round of the flu season. I'm just saying. So every hot chew is not a six-pack. That's all I'm saying. Might be a case, but it's not a six-pack. That's all I'm saying. So, just stay prayed up, man. Stay in the Word. Keep your faith in God. Pray this thing away. Let God know that you here, you want to be used, you ready, you seek Him wholeheartedly. And watch your community change. Watch your city change. Watch your state change. Watch the country change. Let's come out and show those who want to know God or think there is no God. Let's show them that there is.
Thank you, Stevie Steve. Appreciate you. You too, Big Juice.
You too, Big Juice. And everybody else who came on and watched, I thank y'all. Everybody who shared, I do thank y'all. It's kind of hard to look this way and look this way at the same time. Right. So everybody who came in, even the new people who came in, I thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for commenting. Thank y'all for sharing, liking. Thank y'all for keep coming back in. On Facebook, Periscope, YouTube. 8:30ish, Mama Quita.
Tomorrow? 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. So, the coronavirus didn't shut down God's show. God blessed us with some other things and told us to move the time. So time move for right now. 8 o'clock. But we still the morning show because it's morning somewhere. When nobody's making new banners and all that other good stuff. We still the morning show. It's just the late night edition. I love y'all, man. So, bring your friends back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, right, Mama Quita? Had to share 71 times this evening. Well, I thank you for all 71 times, Stevie Steve. You are the best. Y'all do this, Stevie Steve, and like and share, man. 7 p.m. Come back tomorrow, 7 p.m. 7 p.m.
I thought you said 8.
I'm sorry, 8. I'm looking. I'm looking at numbers. I'm sorry. 8 o'clock. Mama Quita said 8 o'clock.
I got kids and stuff going on. I know I'm not gonna make it before 8 o'clock.
Right. So Mama Quita said 8
I
o'clock.
should have said 8:30. I don't want to go too late because people do have to get up. Some people do have to get up and go. And then it's still a early crowd at 8 o'clock. We might catch some more views. So
8ish. So we'll see y'all here at 8 o'clock tomorrow for the WakeBake and Coffee Morning Show, live with Mama Quita. Me. That guy. Right.
Good night, y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Good night. Good night.
It's time to get up and get ready. Yeah. For the hottest morning show in the ATL. It's the Wake, Bake, and Coffee Morning Show. Live with Georgia First Black Governor.